All right, let's go ahead and get another practice problem in. So in this practice problem, looks like we're doing static routing, and we're also going to configure a default route, and we're doing this with IPv6 and IPv4. So let's go ahead and start. So initially in this problem, looks like it would have been pre-configured, but we're going to do everything from scratch. So as you can see, no interfaces have been configured. So first, let's go ahead and configure the loopbacks. So loopback 1, there you go, loopback interface, IP address 92.68.1.1, 255. There we go. Now we can go ahead and configure the interfaces. That's 1, make sure I'm on the right interface. See, it's /0. /0, IP address. IP address is, it gives you the IP address right there. So 192, so 209, I'm sorry. So 209.165.200.225. And for our subnet mask, it's /30. So let me go ahead and, even though I know how to do it, so 255, so that's 8, 16, 24. And we got to go to 30, so that's 6. So that means we're only missing 2. So 1, 2. So 3 minus 255 is 0.252. So that's our subnet mask. So here when we configure that, we get 255.255.255.252. There you go. So that is set. Shut. So now the interface is up. Now we'll go over here and do the same thing. So interface loopback 1, IP address 192.68.2.1, 255.255.255.255. Exit. Interface gig 0/1, 0/0. IP address 209.265.200.226. 255.255.255.252. No shut. There you go. So that's set. Go ahead and also make sure I'm putting the 255. Keep it organized. 6 and 209.165.200.24/30. That's our network address. So that's why /30. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. So next we can go ahead and configure gig 1 IP address. What's the IP address over here? Okay, so it's the next block. 209.165.200.228. And it is, no, that's the network address. So 229 and 255.255.255.252, because it's still a /30. Subnet, no shut. And then over here, it's the same thing. Interface loopback 1 gig 0/1 IP address 209.65.200. 230. 255. Sorry, I just got off work. 252. No shut. There we go. So that's set up. Go ahead and get this one. 0.229. 0.230. 209.165.200.228/30 subnet. There we go. Now let's go ahead and get this last interface gig /2 IP address. Okay, 128. But it's /27 subnet this time. So I'll go ahead and do the 109.165.129.255.255. All right, let me go ahead and do that. So over here, so this is /30. So this would be /27. So 255, 255, 255. So you got 8, 16, 24. You need to add 3. So you got 128, 64, 32. So that gives you 224 for /24. /27. There you go. 255.255.224. No shut. And if you want to test, you can make sure you got the right. Oh, wrong way. I haven't configured. I haven't no shutted this one, so it's on this side. So let me make sure it's good. Give me 1 second. Configure T loop back 1 interface loop back 1 IP address 192.68. Oh, this one doesn't have a loop back. Exit. So no. Okay, so there we go. I want to make sure I follow this perfect. So on this side, it is /2. Okay. So interface gig IP address is 209. Make sure I do this right. 65.202.130. 255.255.254. No shut. Oh wait, am I on the right interface? Do show IP interface brief. Make sure I got the right one on here. I could do show IP interface brief. Okay. So I did configure it right. So interface. Oh wait. Shut. No shut. Why are you still down? Oh, let me make sure I got this set up in the right fucking port. Hey, make sure. 2. I had it in the wrong port, y'all. So I gotta pay attention. Do show IP route. So you can see the /27 subnet that we're connected to. It's gonna show us our local address that we manually configured. Yeah. So now we gotta go ahead and set up connectivity between these 3. I don't need to worry about this one, just really these 3. So over here, do show IP route. So we know how to get to this one. We don't know how to get to this subnet. So we need to do route. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it in the order that the problem has. It says that it wants us to go from 3 to 1. So over here, so we'll do show IP route. So we can only get to route to router 2. So now we can go ahead and do IP route 209.165.2.224. And this is a little extra. This isn't even part of the problem. I'm completely doing all of the static configuration routes from scratch, even though I feel like this would be pre-configured, but this is good practice. 255.255.252. And it is on the sub, and we are going to be leaving from this interface right here. So the interface that we're using for the hop is 209.265.200.228. No, 229. So do show IP route. So now you see we know how to get to this one. But remember, that's only half the battle. We got to know how to get back. So you got to configure both sides. So do show IP route. So now we got to do IP route. We got to go to this subnet over here. So 209.165.200.228.255.255.255.252. And we're going on this interface right here. This is a lot. You got to make sure you take your time. But don't worry. And it is on the 226 interface. So do show IP route. You can see our static route down here. So we know how to get to this interface over here. So now we can go ahead and first, before we even do that, let's go ahead and make sure we know how to, so we can get to both of them, even though you know they're directly. Just make sure, you gotta always make sure. And you're gonna support the check, especially for the loopback, because I have to manually configure that on router 2 as well. So here we go. Do show. So here we go. We gotta, in the question it says that we need to route router 3 to router's 1 loopback address. So we need to put in another route. So IP route 192.68.1 1.1 255.255.255.255 because it's a host address, a host loopback, and we are going on that same interface. That's our hop address. 165.200.229. So do show IP route. So you see we have a static address to get there and back. Right. But let's see if we'll go ahead and try to test to see if we can ping it. Do 192.68.1.1. And this is a test I want to just show you. See how it's unreachable? It's unreachable. And the reason why is because, like I told you, we got to make sure on the second router that we configure a way to get there. Wait, wrong way. Do show IP route. You see, look on this table and then look on this table. You see how we got a route to get to this loopback? We don't have a route to get to the loopback over here. So you got to manually configure one. So IP route 192.68.1.1 255.255.255.255. And the interface that we're going to use to get there is the 225. So 209.165.200.225. So now if we do look in our table, you see we have a route to get to that loopback. See that? And if we go over here, you can see we have a route to get back. So now let's see what happens if I try to ping. There you go. You see we got connectivity now, where I'm able to ping that first address. So that's problem 1 solved. That's problem 1 solved. Part 1. So now next it says that we need to configure a IPv4 default route on router 2 that is destined for router 4. And also we need to configure a IPv6 default route. I put router, but it's route on the router R2. And what this means is that if router 2 receives any packets that don't have, and it doesn't know, they're unknown, so it doesn't know where the destination is, it's going to send them to router 4. So that's the default route. It's the gateway of last resort, basically. So basically, if it doesn't know where you're supposed to go, it's going to send it to router 4. So it's like the default. It's the default route. You'll see. pretty simple to set up. Let's go ahead and also, luckily for us, they give us the addresses that we need to assign. So we need to go ahead and assign the IPv6 addresses. So let's go ahead and get that set up on these interfaces. So interface gig 0/2. Oh, remember, before we can even get there, we need to enable IPv6 addressing actually. So IPv6 unicast routing. So you gotta enable that first. And now you can go in and configure. So now IPv6, and it's pretty simple to IPv4. It's just, you just have to just put v6 and 2 db8 abcd. The 2 colons, remember, that's just 0. And we got 1/64. So you don't really have to do put the mask in binary, or decimal on here. So you just put slash subnet. I want to make sure it's right. And there we go. So now, if I do show IPv6, wait, do show IPv6 interface brief. Yep. You can see right here we got an address assigned. And let's go ahead and set it up on here too. So interface gig 0/2. Oh, IPv6 unicast routing. Now interface gig 0/2 IPv6 221 db8 abcd 2:2/64. Oh wait, did I type it in wrong? Oh, forgot the address. So now if I do show IPv6 interface brief, we got the address assigned. So now let's go ahead and set up our default routes. I'll do IPv6 first. So all we got to do now on here is go here, exit. So IPv6 route. You gotta put the so I'm doing IPv4 first. So you ::0//0. And then over here, you're gonna just put the actual interface that we're gonna use. So we're gonna use 221 db8 abcd 2/64. Oh wait. Make sure I did it right, y'all. Okay, ABCD. Oh, I don't need the subnet. I'm tripping. Route 0/0 221 ABCD. There you go. Sorry, y'all. IPv6. Yep. And you can see it's our static address to get there. So now let's go ahead and do the IPv4 one. Config T IP route. All I gotta do is just put 0.0.0 0.0.0 for the subnet mask, and then just put the interface that we're gonna use. So 209.202.30. So if I do show IP route, you can see our gateway of last resort is set to the one I just manually set for network 0.0.0. And you can see it is a candidate for default gateway. So that means that if we're trying to forward any unknown traffic, it's gonna go to router 4. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.